welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen. Joining me this week are Ellis James, Sarah Pascoe and Rob Beckett, James Acaster, Hugh Dennis and Gary Delaney. We start with a round called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what is happening. So, what's going on here?
I think probably this is just a picture of all the UKIP people we've ever heard of. Plus a random woman. Can't work out where his chin is. Where it starts, where it ends. It's like a bag, isn't it?
I've got a horrible feeling he's whispering to her. You fancy an in-out referendum?
Brexit means Brexit. I've said this once a million times.
Is it new UKIP leader makes clear her objection to unwanted polls?
Is it, do you have problems lasting in bed? Look at this photo and never come again.
Is this a still from the UKIP version of Titanic? In it, Farage's character suggests that they deliberately steer towards the iceberg and crash into it, and then when it's sinking, still maintains it was a good idea.
What you can't see in the photo that's been cropped out is actually naked from the waist down.
Does anyone want to return? I know we don't want to return.
That's Nigel Farage and the new leader of UKIP called
Absolutely
Diane
right.
James.
Thank you very much. Hugh. Very right. Yes, this is a picture of new UKIP leader Diane James being embraced by former leader Nigel Farage after she was elected at their party conference in Bournemouth.
That's what we think. That's what we assume. This could have been as good as it was. That could have been an hour-long struggle.
What makes me laugh is he said, like, now he's not the leader of UKIP, he can really speak his mind.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was doing before.
Do you think before he was coming off of stage and going, I'm a bloody sellout, I'm a sellout? You're just telling them what they want to hear, Nigel.
Pandering to people.
I was quite used to Nigel Farage, but I don't think I'm ready for a fascist leader called Diane. She said that she wanted to invoke Article 50 on Christmas Day as a gift to the nation. And I like the idea of some kid saying, Mummy, Daddy, do you think Santa's got me a bike? No, but when you wake up, you will be free from red tape.
Why is Diane James already a cult figure in Malaysia?
Because of a typo on your autocue.
They put UKIP all in a line.
I can show you what UKIP all in
Yes.
line. UKIP. If you put up a banner, like, for example, after you've just been lost a by-election, it doesn't read as UKIP. It very clearly reads as Pookie. I'm voting Pookie. What does Pookie mean in Malaysian?
It's a word for a female set of genitalia.
It's vagina! Pookie is the Malay, one of the many Malay words for vagina. You know what the other Malay word for vagina is?
Is it vagina?
No.
Is it BNP?
Yeah, it's not.
It's Farage, isn't it?
Farage, spelled F-A-R-A-J. Farage also means vagina. The Malays have so many wonderful words for vagina, and all of them are nicer than the word vagina.
Maybe that's why he wants independence from all other countries, because Farage means fanny in all those countries. So I'm sick of it. It doesn't affect your political career. There is genuinely a member of the House of Lords called Lady Garden.
How did Farage upstage the new leader? What did he do?
Oh, did he go swimming naked?
He did go, yes.
Well, pants on, skinny dipping, they've called it.
pants
It's a very odd celebration, though, isn't it? To celebrate leaving Europe by stripping off and swimming towards it.
Yeah.
I think, serious suggestion here.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, by the way. I realise I haven't said hello to you today.
Hello, James. Good to see you.
Hello, good to see you all. My main point...
I would like to compliment you on managing to find a jumper. This is the exact same colour as your hair.
Thank you. It's very good. And my shirt. And your shirt. I'm working on my skin. I'm hoping this suit I can just be completely in mustard and then hired in Coleman's.
To seem, you know, churlish, but can we return to the topic at hand?
Absolutely.
Can you remember what the topic was?
It is illegal able to be naked in public.
Oh,
so he
is
did.
it?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
you
so
can't
it
take
is
all your
actually.
clothes off. Yeah, and
Yeah,
so.
it is. Actually, of course it is.
I think people
Why
really,
did
really.
why did I for a second doubt that? I
Yeah, you're
apologise.
like, is it? That's so
An
naughty.
interesting window on my views. What's wrong with you people? Just be relaxed.
That's why we're all sitting behind desks.
They're just bodies.
He really hasn't retired, has he? So he's been to America, hasn't he? And he's worked with Donald Trump, hasn't he?
He has. He's appeared with
And in
Donald
America,
Trump.
he's known as Mr. Brexit.
Well,
Which
Trump
sounds
came
like
here.
a sort of 1970s men's clothes shop to me. When you get your shirt, Mr. Brexit.
In Malaysia, Mr. Brexit means vagina. Did you know that?
What new challenge is Theresa May facing?
Oh, there's a group. A group has been set up.
Yes.
I believe they're called Leave Means Leave.
Yes, they are.
And they're saying, we want Brexit now, hard Brexit.
This whole thing feels like a really horrible game of would you rather, but they're both things you don't want. Like, would you rather have massive hands but they're not attached to your body, or tiny hands but they're strangling you? Wait, one of them means you're racist. It's too hard.
It must be so hard for him. It must be so stressful, so confusing. Because I tried to switch from BT Sports to Sky Sports, and I ended up crying and just having both.
I think I might have an idea in terms of solving, basically, because half of the country want to leave and half of the country, or slightly more, want to stay. Why don't we do a Robbie, like, where we leave, but we come back for big concerts?
Yes.
So, like, everyone's okay about it, the fans are happy, when he does turn up, what a great surprise. But actually, most of the time, he's not in the band.
So, sort of unexpectedly.
Yes.
So they have the European things where there's 27 of them around and they're all just swaying gently, and then it's like,
I would rather have big hands but they're not attached to my body.
Good. In other news, what's going on here?
Is it Labour announcing the new replacement for Trident?
Is it like shocking photos of Tyson Fury before the alleged doping?
Is he saying, hi, I'd like you to buy my lean green grilling machine?
To be fair, though, boxing Corbyn would be a nightmare, wouldn't it? He don't give up at the best of times. Like, he's been knocked out 5 times, the rest go, I'm going to stop. He goes, no, I intend to carry on.
Not until the membership of the party I decided I should leave.
You've got no face left, Corbyn. I think he's probably going, the gloves are off. Oh, hang on.
It is, of course, Jeremy Corbyn, who in the last week of the Labour leadership campaign faces scrutiny of the influence of the hard left within the party. Yes, a lot of announcements going on about momentum now and how much influence momentum have.
Yeah, I only heard of Momentum this week, and they sound like either a really naff team on The Apprentice or an amazing dance group on Britain's Got Talent. It's one of them.
I thought it sounds like a bit of medicine to help relieve constipation. Yeah. Take momentum.
Do that face again.
That's me if I've had to do... Can I just flies out of me and then you're bright as rain? That's the advert I'm doing next week. Momentum for men. Keep your composure.
I am going to spend most of the next week replaying the inevitable GIF that is going to come out of that.
That will be captioned Rob's sex face.
Yes, it's Momentum. By the way, who are, they're a very passionate organisation who tweet a lot and get in touch a lot with shows when they're criticised. So a big hello to all of you on Twitter. Who nonetheless accuse me of being part of some sort of BBC-wide conspiracy. Anything we vaguely criticise Corbyn, it's like, this is them with the computer over there. Not just furiously banging a thing, going, you, and part of the BBC, the anti-Corbyn, like the BBC sit me down with Hugh Edwards and Fiona Bruce and the team from Match of the Day, and tell us how we're supposed to hate Corbyn. Like, I can't even get into the BBC building, for Christ's sake. Have you heard about Momentum Kids?
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant.
So I thought this was kind of
You
dodgy
only have a half a dosage. It's a bit more flavourful. It's a strawberry flavour, isn't it?
So Momentum Kids?
I've got hold of some of their teaching materials here. I've got some of their nursery rhymes and songs. So there was an old lady who lived in a shoe because the Tories sold all the council houses. And old MacDonald had an organic farm. GM bad. If you're happy and you know it, then you're wrong.
This is like all of my politics and my favourite songs.
Well, I think that Momentum them are setting up a child's wing of the Labour Party. The Tories have already done that, and they call it Eton. Am I right?
Do you think that kids might confuse Corbyn with Father Christmas? Because he's got a beard, doesn't he? He's promised people lots of presents, and adults laugh at you for believing in him.
You've not just saved Christmas, you've saved the Christmas special. I think that round, the point's going to wrong, Sarah Ellis. Now, we play a round called Mock Out with Your Cock Out. This game involves Ellis and Gary, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and whoever chooses to stop, one of our performers will step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is life stages. Who wants to come in on that? Ellis.
I've got a very young kid, and one of the things I've noticed about fatherhood is that it's turning me into a dad, right? I've started doing this thing that when I'm excited, I've only ever seen, usually Welsh, usually very working class dads do when they're excited, and I call it the clap and rub. OK, so if my mum, for instance, said, oh, I can't be bothered to cook tonight, why don't we have fish and chips? My dad, because he'll excite him, will go, fish and chips? Fish and chips? And I have started doing that now. But when I'm doing it, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why am I clapping and rubbing my hands? But it's an amazing thing, the clap and rub, because it's so versatile. You can use it to display excitement about anything. So you're like, oh, I'm going out for a drink with my friend Dennis. Oh, the inquiry found me not guilty. Another thing with having a baby is I think it brought on a midlife crisis. One of the first things I did when she was born was I joined a boxing club, like a proper spit and sawdust South London boxing club. I don't want anyone to be frightened at home because I'm not hard bloke, because at my level, boxing is almost exclusively skipping. I am absolutely incredible at skipping now, but I don't know how this is going to help me in a one-on-one combat situation. I'm so be walking down to Marley Way late at night and a bloke will be like, oh, can you have phone in your wallet? I'll be like, what, are you mugging me? Yeah, I'm mugging you. Yeah, you mugging me? Yeah, I'm mugging you. Yeah? Well, try it.
OK, that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is relationships.
The other day, a woman described me as a bit of a looker. Well, voyeur was the actual word that she used. I used to go out with a parachutist with IBS, but she shat on me from a great height. One time I nearly had a threesome with my girlfriend and my best friend, and the only thing that stopped it happening was they didn't invite me. My girlfriend said she wanted to try some new condoms with something special inside to boost her pleasure. I said, oh, what's that? She said, other men. Our fourth child was called Ivy, and that's because we ran out of names and started using Roman numerals. My last girlfriend was always trying to put me down, which is just one of the hazards of going out with a vet. I tried reading a book on premature ejaculation, but I couldn't get past the opening passage. This Christmas, I'm taking the whole family to Lapland, which is great, because normally those clubs don't let kids in. I always worry when a woman sees me naked for the first time that she's just going to scream and run out of the park. My girlfriend and I love watching box sets. We got 3 episodes into Orange is the New Black before finding out it wasn't about what would happen if Trump replaced Obama.
Thank you very much. Well done. Point down that round and a go, baby. Come back. Our next round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Ellis, what category would you like?
Can I have home news, please?
Absolutely. Home news it is. The answer is 18 billion. What is the question?
Is it the amount of times I'll check my phone when I'm watching a friend's band?
Is it how many times happier is Jennifer Aniston than she was this time last week?
Yeah! Playing the long game, Aniston. Is it how many hours tutoring would Rob need to get into grammar school?
It's not very nice, is it?
You passed for 11, though. You have the kind of a...
Oh, yeah, I could do grammar school if I wanted, mate, but, you know, why knock about learning when you could just turn up and do this?
How many fridge magnets can you put on a fridge before it topples over?
Is it how many times have I been told it's inappropriate to refer to myself as White Kanye? It's not, but I like it as a nickname.
I think there are two answers to this, Dara.
Yes.
It is, what is Google's annual income before tax? And what is Google's annual income after tax?
Yeah.
Is it the amount of times we've discussed Brexit on this show?
It was rather a big news story, Rob, to be fair.
I know, but keep going on about it. Can't we just do this and not talk about the news? Just for 1 week, just have a chat. And just see how we all are inside, because we've got problems. I've got stuff going on, mate. I can't be bothered with Europe. I can't even sort my own house out. The kitchen's falling apart. I've got people talking to me about tiles. I don't know what tiles I want. It's hard work. I've got gravel outside my house, and every time I come in, some comes in off my shoes. You can't hoover it, you can't sweep it, it's just always there. And now you're going Article 50. I don't give a fuck.
Do you get like this? Why not? Take momentum.
Is it how many virgins watch Robot Wars?
Okay, I know this.
Attack him, Carbide!
The correct answer is... How much Monopoly money was I fined for swallowing the tiny silver dog?
It's actually to do with the nuclear power station at Hinkley Point, isn't it?
Yes.
It is how many fingers will the average child have if they're born near Hinkley Point?
You're so
It's in
close.
Somerset, mate. It's going to make very little difference.
A lot of ooze tonight.
Yes, this power plant is going to bring Somerset into the 20th century, mate. You watch.
The full answer is how much will it cost to build the new nuclear reactor Hinkley C in Somerset?
Absolutely right. Thank you very much, you dad. Yes. The question I was looking for is how much is a newly approved nuclear power station at Hinkley Point in Somerset expected to cost? It's been funded 2/3 by the French and 1/3 by the Chinese.
Imagine the work canteen. You know, I'll have a sweet and sour croissant, please.
The advantage of a French nuclear reactor is if it starts smoking, it'll still look cool.
It doesn't make any sense, and it's at a price point that is unrealistic, and they're going to lose lots of money. And it reminds me, it's like deja vu. It's the Millennium Dome, except this time it's radioactive, and we can't even use it for concerts afterwards. Like, this is terrible.
I can't wait. I love it.
What?
I love it.
Why?
I love nuclear power. I can't wait to be an X-Men.
He'll be Colonel Mustard.
People are tense because it's 1/3 owned by the Chinese, because it's a strange idea that the Chinese, therefore, will somehow be in control and they might withdraw power. Like, it's 2/3 owned by the French. The French are getting off scot-free.
Yeah, and also it's
You've recently insulted the French by voting to move away from them, and then they're going to build this, and then after a week it'll be knock knock. Bonjour. Can you have some electricity? Not electricity pour vous.
I hope I'll get the power to make prank phone calls with my mind.
In your X-Men, you can choose what you want to be, can you?
Yes.
Can I be White Kanye?
In other news, who has saved a species of tortoise from extinction?
A tortoise?
Yes. How did he do it, Hugh?
Well, he had sex with the other tortoises.
Yes. In some ways, you make the story seem very ordinary. But what is the name of the tortoise?
Diego was his name.
Yeah, I don't like like this story because it was reported like, oh, Diego single-handedly saved this species of tortoise. Did he? Did he lay the eggs? Did he sit on them until they hatched? Did he feed the children? Did he teach them everything that she knew and then try not to cry when they ask, why don't we have a daddy? Because he's shagging everyone on this island, that's why. I don't like him.
Listen, it's hypocritical as well. Like, he has sex with hundreds and hundreds of tortoises and he's a hero. I have sex with one.
He hasn't saved an entire species. He's had sex with lots of tortoises and had 800 kids. He's created a ticking time bomb of incest.
The only saying that they're the most... Yeah, obviously, the wider the gene pool, the stronger it is. But it's very difficult to tell with a tortoise if they're actually being damaged by... You know, you can't go, oh, I think he's a bit damaged. Why? Well, he's a little slow.
Yeah.
What do French scientists claim to produce this week?
Sperm!
Sperm!
This story makes no sense. French scientists said that they have made sperm.
Yes.
Why would you make such a plentiful resource? Like, just go to any teenager's bedroom.
They said that they've tried to make sperm in the past, and they thought that it was sperm, and then it wasn't sperm. I think it's the only time anyone's ever been disappointed to discover something isn't sperm.
This isn't sperm?
Yeah.
You promised me sperm!
Just toothpaste. I reckon someone got caught at work doing something naughty and it's the biggest styled it out ever.
Yeah.
His boss comes and goes, what are you doing? I'm just making something. I've been making sperm. For science.
That'd be such a
Get
bad
out,
lie.
Mum, I'm doing science! Blow that round the Portugal Rob, Sarah and Alex! Now we come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. Okay, here we go. The first subject is things you'd never read in the Bible.
Eve took the apple. Bollocks, she said. He hasn't got a headphone jack.
And it had all been a dream.
And in the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was good, but it wasn't compatible with Max.
And after the Last Supper came the last argument about who had a starter.
Oh, I should have known it would be you with a name like bloody Judas.
And so it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. And Noah said, next year we holiday abroad.
I have 5 loaves and 2 fishes, he said. Who wants cod in breadcrumbs?
Jesus handed out cans of Dr. Pepper and said, drink this in remembrance of me. That's right, my full name is Dr. Jesus Pepper.
People who enjoyed this book also enjoyed the Quran and the Torah.
There was stress in the Garden of Eden. Adam wanted to leave, but Eve had voted remain.
This book has been rated 18 due to graphic violence, moderate threat and homophobia.
God is love. The devil is 40. Match point.
And most importantly of all, thou shalt not board the train until other people have alighted the train.
When Jesus saw all of the tables outside of the church, he went mental and started smashing everything up because he hated fates and had lost all of his money on the Guess the Weight of the Cake competition.
There is but one commandment greater than these. Secure the talent before you buy the bake-off.
Thou shalt not steal, unless from the self-service checkout.
You all do it.
Birthday cards, no wait, is there?
No, actually, my mum couldn't have done that because she's a virgin.
The animals came in 2 by 2, for 'twas Orange Wednesday.
Okay, the next topic is lines you wouldn't hear in a James Bond film.
Sorry, mate, it's his spoons. We don't do martini. Do you want to jug a woo-woo?
We've invented you a new phone, Bond. It's exactly the same as the old phone, but you need to buy a new charger.
We've got the latest news on Thunderball 007. No one won last week, and it's a rollover.
Ah, Mr. Bond. Welcome to this mandatory course on sexual harassment in the workplace.
Hi, the name's Bond. It's not actually 007, they're zeros. Otherwise I'd be called, ooh, 7.
Oh, Mr. Bond, I'm very flattered by your advances, but you are a complete stranger. You work for my enemy, and I am menstruating very heavily.
Bond, meet your children, 005, 003 and 0018 months.
You want my full name, of course. It's Bond. James Skipton Building Society, fixed rate, 1 year, Bond.
So another gadget, Bond. This is a way of distracting your opponents. Some light-up trainers for no reason.
Mr. Bond, I have one question for you. Does this testicle look swollen? So, Mr. Bond, welcome back. How was Russia? How do you feel? Do you know what? Rested.
Mr. Bond, we just want to check that you understand how to use the new equipment. You know you can swipe left, don't you?
Blofeld? No, I've never even met Felt.
This is the easiest fight on top of a train I've ever had. Thank you, Southern Rail.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I've got a girlfriend. No, thank you.
Get it off the point with James here and Gary. That's the end of the show. This week's winners are Ennis James, Sarah Pascoe and Rob Beckett. Commiserations to James A. Carter, Hugh Dennis and Gary Delaney. Thank you for watching. I'm Darrell Breen. Good night.